Did you ever tell your ex that he could be Madison's father?
When I found out I was pregnant, I ain't have no choice but to tell him that he might be the father because I was staying with him at the time. So I'm stuck having a baby.
Are you?
Ms. Woods claims her fling with Mr. Volmar started after he whispered in her ear at a club, but she had to wait for her other kid's father to leave for work before she could go to his house.
I was going through some issues with my other kid's father. One night I went to the club and wound up running into Mr. Volmar. He actually walked up to me while I was having a drink. We exchanged numbers. I wound up leaving the club, called me the following morning and asked me, can I come over to his house? I told him yes. I had to make sure that, my baby father was leaving out for work that following morning.
After a night of drinking and smoking, she says the condom popped. She told him she's a fast breeder because she gets pregnant super easily.
So I headed to Mr. Volmar's house. We wound up drinking and smoking. One thing led to another. We wound up having sex. The condom popped. I told him, I'm a fast breeder. I have 4 other kids. So
a fast breeder?
Yes, I'm a fast breeder.
He claims he couldn't be the dad because he has a low sperm count, already failed to get 3 other women pregnant.
I don't know because, I've tried it before, it didn't work. I don't know.
So when you say you tried it before and it didn't work, what do you mean?
I tried to get 3 different women pregnant, and when I stopped trying, she gets pregnant. I don't know, it don't add up to me.
She admits she was living with another man at the time. Mr. Volmar says he was her side piece and would be in bed with her while she was on the phone with her main boyfriend.
In the bed with him. I mean, of course you're gonna have sex.
Miss Woods, if you were living with him...
I was in a relationship with my other kid's father, but I was not having with him within that month I conceived.
You had Mr. Volmar
She'll be on the phone with her boyfriend. I'll be laying in the bed, rubbing on her booty while she's talking to him.
She says because she was living with the other guy, she had no choice but to tell him he might be the father, even though she was sure it was Volmar.
Did you ever tell your ex that he could be Madison's father?
When I found out I was pregnant, I ain't have no choice but to tell him that he might be the father because I was staying with him at the time. So I'm stuck having a baby.
Are you?
She says baby Madison looks just like Mr. Volmar, right down to his eyes and nose. He says the baby only has his toes.
I'm positive. I'm 100% sure.
I don't even know his
Look at that baby. That baby looks just like you. She don't look nothing like me. That baby don't have anything for me but my toes. Baby look exactly like him. His eyes, his nose, facial structure, that baby look just like him.
She had a boyfriend, but still messed around with Mr. Volmar because of fussing and fighting in her main relationship. Seems like she just wanted to have some fun.
So why would you mess things up by going to be with Mr. Volmar repeatedly?
It was just so much going on with my other kid's father. The fussing and fighting, I got tired of that.
So let's go cheat on him.
Pretty much.
Good job.
After their fling, she ran away to another state because she was dealing with so much drama. He didn't even know the baby was born until she came back to town.
She left Georgia, ran to Louisiana, had a baby, didn't call me till after the baby was born. Then she comes back to Georgia I have your daughter here. You called me 8 months later.
What you want me to do?
I found out she was pregnant. Within 2 to 3 months, she was gone.
I was dealing with so much with my other kid's father. That's why I wound up leaving and going to a whole nother state.
He says he bought a home DNA kit, but then thought, why am I paying for something that might be somebody else's? So he never sent it in.
He brought it back.
Mr. Volmar?
I wish I could have took her back to the store. She's the worst thing that happened to me. I promise you, I got so many headaches. This is
Why didn't you take the DNA test?
$75 to $100 for you to get the results back.
Oh, so once you got the box, you realized that it wasn't like pregnancy tests where you get the results right there and you had to send them off and send a check.
A doctor confirms he has a low count, but says 60% of men like him can still have kids naturally. It's a total toss-up.
So Mr. Volmar had several factors that indicate he does have a low sperm count. One was the sperm count itself. It was at 20 million. Anything below 20 million is considered low sperm or oligospermia. Based on those results, 40% of men with his type of picture actually need medical help to conceive a child. But on the flip side, up to 60% can go on to father a child naturally.
Judge Lake has the envelope. Is this a medical miracle, or was her other boyfriend the dad all along?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Volmar, you are the father.
Thank you! Thank you! You're the father.
At that time, did you or did you not believe he was Timothy's
I thought he was the father. I mean, he looked just like Mark in the ultrasounds.
So during the ultrasounds, you felt like they resembled?
Yeah, they looked just like him, and I believed that he was the father.
Mr. Montgomery is totally heartbroken because his ex, Ms. Parker, now says he's not the father of baby Timothy, even though she let him name the baby after his own deceased dad.
Mr. Montgomery, you say Ms. Parker led you to believe that you fathered her 3-month-old son, Timothy Montgomery. You say you were present at the birth, named the baby, signed the birth certificate, but now Ms. Parker says you're not the father. You've petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove that, in fact, you are Timothy's father.
Now, Ms. Parker is sure her new fiancé, Mr. Lenu, is the real father and wants Mr. Montgomery's name taken completely off the birth certificate.
Ms. Parker, you claim to be 100% positive that Mr. Montgomery is not your son's biological father because your fiancé, Mr. Lenu, is. Now, you say today's DNA test will finally allow you to get rid of Mr. Montgomery and allow you to remove his name from your son's birth certificate.
Yes, Your Honor.
Her reason for thinking Montgomery was the dad in the first place? She says the baby looked just like him in the 3D ultrasound.
At that time, did you or did you not believe he was Timothy's
I thought he was the father. He looked just like Mark in the ultrasounds.
So during the ultrasounds, you felt like they resembled?
Yeah, they looked just like him, and I believed that he was the father.
She admits she was with both men around the same time and the same day. This poor baby could belong to either of them.
During the same window
You can
of
tell
time.
what a baby looks like.
I had sex with both of them around the same time and the same day.
Her relationship with Montgomery was a mess because he was always on Xbox and wouldn't even be with her because he felt weird.
Talk to me about how you were in a relationship with 2 different men.
I was with Mark, and he was always on Xbox. He wouldn't even have sex with me during the whole pregnancy because he felt weird.
The new fiancé, Mr. Lenu, claims he was getting together with her downstairs while Montgomery was in the very same house, just upstairs playing Xbox.
The first time he had left was the first time me and her met. Throughout the whole time, even told him that we were sleeping together after he came back.
Yeah, he did.
He used to go upstairs to shower, and I'm over there having sex with her downstairs. Or the same chair he's sitting in there playing Xbox.
He was up there taking a shower.
He's laying sitting inside playing Xbox.
I played Xbox, but yet I'm not registered
while we're having.
Lenu says he even told Montgomery they were together, and all Montgomery did was walk to the stairs, sit down, and cry.
While Mr. Montgomery would be in the house.
Upstairs in the shower. I even told him that we were together, and all he did,
didn't.
we was face to face, and all he did was walk to the stairs, sit down, and cry. I straight up told him, name a date, name a place. If you got a problem, you can square up with me any day I want.
Montgomery says he was so hurt that she chose the other guy that he granted her wish and left, even though it meant leaving the baby he thought was his son.
She wanted me out.
I did.
And I granted her her wish. She sat there and came to me, she told me she would rather be with Luke because, I sat there and I granted her that wish because I'm not gonna force a woman to love me. I can sit there and try, but if it's not being returned, then what's the purpose to sit there and keep trying to make someone love you that obviously doesn't?
She video chatted him on Father's Day so he could see Timothy, and he cried the whole time afterward because he misses his son so much.
She called me, video Facebook chatted me on Father's Day to sit there because she goes, oh, well, on the off chance that, you are Timothy's father, I thought you would like to see him on Father's Day. Crying the whole time after I get off the phone with her and look at my son without crying. I took his picture off the background of my phone because I can't look at his picture more than 2 minutes without bursting into tears.
So why the sudden change? She now wants Mr. Lenu to be the father because he's more active with all 3 of my kids. Is she just picking the dad who helps out more?
Until he left, could not conceive a child.
Do you really want Timothy to be Mr. Lenu's child?
Yes, I
because
do.
you want to be with Mr. Lenu?
Because he is honestly more active with all 3 of my kids. I want him to be Timothy's father.
Judge Lake has the results. Is the baby's dad the heartbroken gamer who raised him, or the new fiancé who has been stepping up?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Montgomery, you are not the father. Mr. Lenu, you are the father.
Anybody in my family, my first cousins down to my third cousins, we all have a same trait. One, we're all blind, we all wear glasses. We all smile exactly the same, and the older I get, the more I start looking like my other cousin.
An adult daughter, Carrie, is suing the man who raised her, Mr. Beauville, after he called her up on Thanksgiving and said he wanted a DNA test because he doubted he was her dad.
Mr. Beauville, you claim for more than 20 years you held on to a secret that Miss Beauville's father is another man.
2 years ago, I received a phone call from another brother of mine stating that my dad had doubts that if he was my father or not due to activities that happened before I was born. That was during Thanksgiving on a holiday week.
His doubt started 10 years into their relationship when people in town kept telling him another guy was claiming to be with his wife, Regina.
First met Regina. I lived in Boston. Regina lived in Springfield. And when I relocated from Boston to Springfield, the first 2 weeks I got there, people I didn't even know was telling me, yo, this guy's talking about that's his woman. And so I goes to Regina and I asked her, Regina, what this guy talking about? I only been in this town for 2 weeks. This went on for like 10 years.
And who was this other mystery man? It was someone married to one of Regina's own family members. This is a super messy family tree.
You should have left.
So all of these years, Mr. Boville, you believe that this other man who's married to a family member could be Carrie's biological father?
Yes, Your Honor.
Finally pushed him over the edge. He met one of Carrie's cousins from the other man's family, and he says she was a spitting image of Carrie.
What convinced me was 4 years ago, I went to North Carolina, and I finally met some of Carrie's cousins. The person that I'm talking to, one of her cousins, is his granddaughter. Your Honor, if I had a picture and showed it to you right now of her cousin, you would believe that would be Carrie. If I showed you her picture, you would believe that was Carrie. And that's when I said, you know, I knew I was right. I knew I was right.
His other weird proof? He thinks she can't be his because everyone in his family wears glasses and smiles the same, but she looks different.
Anybody in my family, from my first cousins down to my third cousins, we all have the same trait. One, we're all blind, we all wear glasses. Two, we all smile exactly the same. And the older I get, the more I start looking like my other cousin.
The mom, Regina, says there is no truth to none of this, and that if he didn't trust her, he should have left her years and years ago.
First of all, there is no truth to none of it.
What he just said.
Yes, let's start there. Second of all, Mr. Boville, if you doubted me, if you did not trust me, why did you stay? If you felt like that all those years.
Adding to the mystery, Mr. Boville's name is not on the birth certificate. He says he never took the time to go and sign it.
Is in the court papers, I found her birth certificate. Now, on her birth certificate, there is no father listed.
I never found none of my kids, none of my names on none of my kids' birth certificate.
You didn't let him sign the birth certificate, Ms. Duval?
Nope,
Ma'am, no,
nope.
that's not the case.
Nope.
Mr. Boville never took the time to go there and sign those birth certificates.
He says the other man would even claim Carrie was my baby, right to his face. The mom says that is a lie straight from hell.
Did he ever say anything to you specifically about actually being Carrie's father?
Yes, he did.
What
When
did
I moved
he
to
say?
South Carolina, he gonna say, that's my baby. That's my baby. You see, I would say, you know how, yeah, about Carrie, that's my baby.
Carrie's brother James takes the stand and confirms their dad did tell him he had doubts years ago, but he never told his sister.
Me and my dad have a close relationship, so like he had told me this like 4 years ago, a few years ago when he come down south. I had brushed it off, you know, because it was really like finding it like necessary to interrupt my sister with. I didn't tell her. Yeah, I didn't feel like the time was right.
What did he say to you in particular?
I mean, when he seen that family member, he was like, don't see little Carrie, this could be such and such baby.
Judge Lake has the envelope that holds a 25-year-old secret. Is Mr. Boville her father, or was he right about the family friend all along?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Boville, you are the father.
Look just like his baby.
Oh, no, sir. No, she do not. I went there and held the baby, and I took her hat off to look at her hair. And I says no. Said to myself, no. Mm-mm.
She didn't ever tell me. She gonna sit there and say, she gonna tell somebody else, oh, this not a man because all my baby come out with a head full of hair. A baby has two parents.
Yes.
A grieving mother, Ms. Mangrum, is in court because her son was murdered. And now a woman, Ms. Hugh Schools, is claiming her baby Dominique is his.
Ms. Mangrum, you're here today after losing your son to a violent crime. You say the defendant, Ms. Schools, is claiming your deceased son is her child's father, which you say is impossible.
Yeah.
Ms. Schools says she went to the hospital while he was on life support after being shot and told his mom, I'm pregnant with Dominique's baby.
Oh, well, it was on June 23rd. We were at the hospital. My son, he was shot. She came up to me and she said, Miss Venus, my name is Amber, and I'm pregnant with Dominique's baby.
The grandma, Venus, was in total shock and didn't want to hear it. She says her son told her 3 or 4 other girls were also claiming to be pregnant by him.
Dumb. Because no, ma'am, not Venus, no, sir. Somebody coming telling me that they pregnant by my baby? No, I wouldn't. At that time, I did not care. Do you hear me? Do you understand me? I did not care. My son told me several times that there is about 3 or 4 girls who say they pregnant by him. Now, I knew about 2 of the girls.
After he died, she visited the baby, but had doubts because the baby didn't have a head full of hair, like all Mangrum babies do when they're born.
Look just like his baby.
Oh, no, sir. No, she do not. I went there and held the baby, and I took her hat off to look at her hair. And I said to myself, no.
She didn't ever tell me. She gonna sit there and say, she gonna tell somebody else, oh, this not a Mangrum because all my baby come out with a head full of hair. A baby has 2 parents.
Yes.
Grandma Venus tearfully admits the real reason she doubts the baby. Pain of losing her son is so great, she did not need no more reminders of my baby.
But I honestly did not want the baby to be his baby because I did not need no more reminders of my baby. And that's all that it is.
So why we here?
That's
I told
all
you
that's why we're here
is
because I'm sick
No, I'm fine when she was
Daddy,
got a grandmother, so why we
if
here?
it ain't the daddy, stop the
Okay,
daddy.
let's...
The other grandpa, Andre, takes the stand. He says he accepted the baby from the start because his son told him she was pregnant before he died.
That you were able to engage her and speak to her and even gave your permission for her to name the child after Dominique. And why did you do that, sir?
My son told me that she was pregnant.
Plot twist. They already did a DNA test after he died, and it came back negative.
This could be your son's child.
Yeah,
After you hear his testimony, do you feel differently?
I just feel in my heart that she is not a Mangrum. We took the DNA test and it came back, negative.
Mrs. Schools claims that first test was wrong because he had received massive blood transfusions in the hospital, which can mess up DNA.
It was probably back in April when it came back. But it was only because he had a blood transfusion. Can actually alter, that's more than one person's blood.
But this was right after
the next day,
the shooting and everything that happened, and in their attempt to save him, they had given him multiple transfusions. How many?
They just said massive. It's a whole lot. Okay.
But wait, Grandma Venus says Ms. Schools was living with another boyfriend at the time, but Ms. Schools claims they had already stopped getting together.
Telling me this is not true and all of this.
But you know, I'm sitting up here and I'm thinking you was living with your boyfriend and messing with Dominique at the same time.
He wasn't even dating.
Wait a minute now. So, Miss, were you living with another man while you were with?
So we stopped talking. He moved out. He wasn't even staying with us at the time. That's when I started talking to her son. And her son knew him. So he was like, well, that's not right. That's not how you're supposed to be treated.
She says she told both men she was pregnant, and she even offered to do a DNA test while pregnant, but her doctor said it was risky and could cause a miscarriage.
First one I told both of them I was pregnant, actually. And
you told Dominique and the boyfriend?
Right. I told them I want a DNA test. When I was pregnant, I volunteered to do a DNA test when I was pregnant. But Dominique my doctor told me that they had to stick a needle in my stomach and my sac to actually get the fluid around the baby, and that I could have a miscarriage.
Judge Lake has the results. Is baby Dominique the last living part of her murdered father, or will Grandma's grief be mixed with relief?
When it comes to 18-month-old Dominique Samaya Mangrum is not related to Andre and Venus Mangrum.
Who I'm not you, just cause you lay down with everybody who you talk to, cause that's what you do.
You and the Lord know you a slut.
Oh,
like,
you're hold on. You're a slut. You're a
Mr.
slut.
Wallace, you remember from the last time you were here, we are going to speak to women respectfully in the courtroom. You can express yourself.
The babies just keep coming. Ms. Austin is here for the paternity of her second son with Wallace, and then reveals she's pregnant again, baby number 3.
Was still bouncing back from me and Kendrelyn. I had enrolled in school, but I never did go because I had got pregnant once again with Ronell. And she got pregnant with her baby, with her son. And as you can see now, once again, I'm pregnant again with my 3rd baby.
Why does he still doubt her after all this time? Because he installed spyware on her phone and claims he caught her texting a bunch of different men.
Because she's very promiscuous. When we was together, I had installed, it was like spyware on her phone. It's what they would duplicate her text messages and call log and send a copy to my email. And again, for about the 5th, 6th time, I called her texting different men.
All hell breaks loose in the courtroom. He calls her a slut, she calls him a cheater, and the 2 rival baby mamas get into a screaming match that ends with one being kicked out.
Who I'm not you, just cause you lay down with everybody who you talk to, cause that's what you do.
You and the Lord know you a slut.
Oh,
like,
you're hold on. You're a slut. You're a
Mr.
slut.
Wallace, you remember from the last time you were here, we are going to speak to women respectfully in the courtroom. You can express yourself.
His gross excuse for getting her pregnant again while he's in a whole other relationship, he disgustingly and smugly declares to the court easy access.
If I'm dead, so why you keep on sleeping with me? Why? 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 I'm pregnant again. Why? Why?
Easy access.
You say that about her?
right.
Yeah.
The judge calls out his ridiculous double standard. He freely admits that he can get with other women, but he absolutely will not put up with it from her.
So basically, Mr. Wallace, you can sleep around, but your women can't.
Her proof that this baby is his? She brings in pictures comparing their son's chin and even his little feet to Mr. Wallace's.
Base it all off look.
They have the same chin.
Let me see that. Is that evidence you'd like to present?
Yes.
Okay. Walk me through what these pieces of evidence are. The first piece is
Chin. You see that chin? Look at their feet.
so you say their feet are alike.
Yeah.
He compares her other lovers to a police lineup. He says just because someone in a lineup looks like the bad guy doesn't mean they did it.
It's just like you go to a police lineup. They put you in there with 6 other men who look just like you.
And you got picked out of it. So
you
he
can't
looked
just
just
go
like
off
you.
looks.
He completely loses his cool with the judge, accusing her of taking her side and threatening to walk out again, just like he did last time.
Agitated.
You feel agitated?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Because of the bull crap performance she put on. Well, I need to walk out.
Let's sit here and finish it. Come on.
Roniel, don't walk out again. You can stand up here. Do not repeat the same mistake as last time. Stand up here, get your composure.
A social worker is brought in via Skype to offer this chaotic family some much-needed counseling, finally break their toxic cycle.
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Wallace, you are Ronel's father.
I took ancestry, our DNA ancestry, and they came back that we have European DNA descent, and blonde hair, blue eyes does run in my family, so they could be mine.
Do you believe you're the father?
I think I am the father, yes. I could be possibly of Luke, yes.
They met on a dating site and had a great first month, but then she admits she totally ghosted him and disappeared to get away from their partying lifestyle for her kids.
How did you even meet?
We met on POF, internet dating. We started talking for a little while, and then we just started hitting it off. We started seeing each other every day. It was really good for the first month, and then one day, like I said, she just disappeared. Now I think she's just trying to grasp for straws and trying to see who the kids are.
So he's right, you just disappeared.
Yes, we were both partying at the time. I wanted a new lifestyle for my kids. They deserve better.
When she found out she was pregnant with twins, she was already living with her new boyfriend, Ralph, who was ready to step up and be the dad.
I didn't find out I was pregnant until May, and I got pregnant in March.
And so when you found out, did you tell Mr. Shelton, or you just continued to be MIA?
I was living with my current boyfriend at the time. He was pretty much going to be there for them. He had no problem. He was there for my oldest son as well.
She admits she was with 2 other guys besides Mr. Shelton, but she tries to rule them out. One was black, and she used protection with the other.
Conception date was matched up to when we were together during our relationship. I was with 2 other people afterwards, but both of them have been they're out of the picture.
So earlier in the testimony, you said there were other men you were sleeping with.
That's correct.
Why have you excluded them?
One was a black guy, so they're obviously not black.
Her new boyfriend, Mr. Dukwa, takes the stand and admits he was also intimate with her when the twins were made and could be the father.
We'd like to know what your relationship is to Ms. Wolf.
I've known her since 2008, on and off, and we were together at the time of conception, having unprotected sex.
So
Mr. Dukwa says she told him he could be the dad. She fires back that she was just joking around with him.
what did Ms. Wolf tell you about the paternity of these 2 children? Did she say you're the father?
That I could be possibly the father of one of
She
the
told you that?
Yes.
She just testified?
Luke especially.
I'm joking with you.
What?
It's not, I never told him he was the biological father, ever.
The ancestry DNA. Proof. Mr. Dukwa took an ancestry DNA test that says he has European roots, so he thinks the blonde-haired, blue-eyed twins could definitely be his.
I took ancestry, our DNA ancestry, and they came back that we have European DNA descent, and blonde hair, blue eyes does run in my family, so they could be mine.
Do you believe you're the father?
I think I am the father, yes. I could be possibly of Luke, yes.
The judge confirms it is possible for fraternal twins to have 2 different fathers if the mother was with 2 men in a short time frame.
I believe I just said that he looked exactly like, this one exactly looks exactly like him. They're twins.
So the suggestion is that two men fathered one set of fraternal twins.
Yes, that's
with
possible in the...
It is you're in the right place. We already know that is very possible.
After he gave her his address for a visit, she served him with child support papers. He says it keeps him up at night.
I hadn't reached out to him at all. I was trying to file for child support against him, but I would love for him to be there.
Your Honor, last time that I talked to her, she was supposed to bring the kids over and we were supposed to hang out, but instead I gave her my address, and then 2 days later I got child support papers in the mail.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you gave her the address for visitation and then you got served.
Yes, Your Honor.
With Mr. Duqua cleared, it's all down to Mr. Shelton. Is he the father of both twins, or is the real dad still out there somewhere?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Duqua, you are not the father. Do you believe this is your grandson?
She is very obsessed with my son.
I am not obsessed. I was in love with him.
All she talks about is how much she wants to be with him and how she's got a prayer closet at home for him. One day he's gonna be her husband. Well, you know, this is just obsession, really.
Ms. Lockridge is livid her ex, Mr. Tidwell, won't help with their son King, even though he's the one who named him. But he just says she's obsessed with him.
Mr. Tidwell does not have a relationship with my son. When I've made it a convenience for him and brought him to him, that means traveling 4 hours on bus, driving 2 hours on the car to drive to him. He hasn't helped with diapers. He barely helped with any clothes. It's frustrating. He named my son King, and how am I supposed to raise a king and he's not there?
Their relationship was a complete disaster. She says it was love, he says it was just casual, and she defends taking a 4-hour bus ride just for a hookup.
We were on and off for 6 years. We were together for my understanding, how he led me to believe I was single, or I was with him in a committed relationship for at least a year. We were together for a year. We've been messing around. Okay, well, anyways, we've been messing around for 6 years. I did leave for a 2-year period because I had to get my life back on track.
You had another kid.
Who could be yours?
That's not
next.
mine.
How did she tell him she was pregnant? She bizarrely left a note with an ultrasound picture on his bed because she was too scared to tell him in front of his brother.
She came over to my house. We hung out. The next day, I see a piece of paper on my bed. I grab it, I looked at it. It was a note with an ultrasound in it. I'm not sure the exact words of the note, but it said that she didn't know how to tell me this, and she's sorry she had to tell me like that. So I called her, she didn't answer the phone. She ended up leaving me a text message saying that she was sorry and that she didn't know how to tell me that she was.
Her truly wild justification for having his baby? He had just gotten another girl pregnant 4 months prior, so she figured he was in a baby-making mood.
You thought that he wanted or didn't mind if he got you pregnant.
I mean, he just got another girl pregnant 4 months prior, and I asked, "What you gonna do about it?" He said, "If it's mine, then I'm gonna take care of it." So next time I come over, heck yeah, I'm excited. When I found out I was pregnant, I was excited because I was gonna have his baby.
Enter his mother, Ms. Harrington. She testifies Ms. Lockridge is so dangerously obsessed, she has a prayer closet at home dedicated to her son.
Do you believe this is your grandson?
She is very obsessed with my son.
I am not obsessed. I was in love with him.
All she talks about is how much she wants to be with him and how she's got a prayer closet at home for him. One day he's gonna be her husband. Well, you know, this is just obsession, really.
The great abandonment debate begins. His mom says she irresponsibly abandoned baby King with them for 2 weeks for a supposed modeling job in Nevada.
Your Honor, I don't understand how a mother could actually leave her child with people that she doesn't really even know very well for 2 weeks.
It wasn't
and
2
get on the
weeks. It was
plane
Thursday
and
to
go
Tuesday
to Nevada saying she had a modeling job. All of a sudden just jumps up and leaves this baby with us. We took care of the baby at that time.
I call her, I'm like, when are you coming back? Like, I have stuff to do too. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, boom, she was there to pick him up with some.
So her side of the story? She was on a legitimate modeling shoot, but had to rush back on an immediate flight because he was threatening to steal her son.
And it wasn't no hour, it was like 6 hours later. I took the first flight out of Nevada. I called photo shoot people and told them, look, my baby daddy is trying to steal my son. I can't do the rest of the photo shoot.
The ultimate threat is revealed. Grandma Harrington allegedly told Ms. Lockridge that if she didn't recognize her son in the baby, she would literally slap him.
There's nobody else.
Miss Harrington?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you see a resemblance?
No.
Okay, is that why when you first met him, you told me that if your son denies my son, that you slap him?
I didn't tell you that.
Or were you just drinking too much?
I didn't tell you that, babe.
He suggested the epic name King Tidwell and let her put his last name on the birth certificate, but now swears he only did it because he thought the baby was his.
And if my son's name is King Tidwell, he needs the man that named him King Tidwell to be in his life.
From your actions.
Denying is not the problem, Your Honor. It's
From
the
your
actions
actions
of the way she's been acting, the things she do.
You name the child.
I gave her the name that I wanted my son to have.
Because at that moment
and
you
she
thought,
put it on there. Exactly. Yes, Your Honor.
at that moment you thought the baby was yours.
Judge Lake holds the envelope that will crown the true father. Is the man who named King actually his dad, or will his mother's obsession theory be proven right?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Tidwell, you are not his father. So you submitted a calendar to the court?
Yes, ma'am. My cousin, he went away in December. We found out in February, early March. Mariah is born in October, so.
The time just don't add up, Your Honor.
Mariah was born in October. You count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That'd be 11 months.
This entire case was opened by his cousin, Tiara. She's here because she's convinced her cousin is being lied to and foolishly signed the birth certificate for a baby that's not his.
Ms. Brown, you state you have begged and pleaded with your cousin to open today's case because he's being lied to and taken advantage of by Ms. McNair. You say he's so blinded by the love that he foolishly signed her child's birth certificate, and you don't believe he's the father.
A heartbroken Mr. Travis says baby Maria mean the world to me and is his heart, but his cousin's relentless meddling has planted a devastating seed of doubt.
Your Honor, Mariah mean the world to me. She's everything to me. She's my heart. She's my all. If she's my baby, I want to be her father and be there for the man that I'm supposed to be.
The cousin came with receipts. She presents a wild SPY video she took from her apartment window showing random men picking up and dropping off Ms. McNair at all hours of the night.
Your Honor, I sent y'all a video of how I'm seeing her.
Judge Lakes, I would like to show you my point of view from where I'm seeing Miss McNair getting picked up. She's getting picked up right there. Men are dropping her off and picking her up. From my window, you see her getting in cars, going back up to her house, and you see the cars that's coming in.
Ms. McNair's pathetic defense for all the late-night visitors, she claims she just gets lonely when he's away and is entitled to have someone else to talk to.
I'm entitled to have someone else, when he's not around, but we're not sexually active at all.
Why
when you say you're entitled to have somebody else, what do you mean?
I do get lonely.
Lonely enough to come out the house at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's it.
Then the cousin unveils her calendar of chaos. She proves baby Mariah's October birth date means an impossible 11-month pregnancy if Mr. Travis, who left in December, is the dad.
So you submitted a calendar to the court?
Yes, ma'am. No. My cousin, he went away in December. We found out in February, early March. Mariah is born in October, so.
The time just don't add up, Your Honor.
Mariah was born in October. You count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That'd be 11 months.
The timeline makes no sense at all. The judge confirms that for him to be the father, this would have to be a medical miracle of an 11-month pregnancy.
Even if we relied on your testimony and calculated the window of exception based upon an October 3rd birthday, it was still fall in January.
Despite the math not adding up in the slightest, a love-blind Mr. Travis was there for the birth and signed the birth certificate because he grew up without a father.
You've been completely devoted to Mariah.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've helped raise her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Love her, been her father figure.
Halfway.
Were you at the birth?
Yes, ma'am, I was. Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Because he's stupid.
Just mind your business, baby.
His cousin isn't having it. She calls her own cousin stupid for believing the lies and says Ms. McNair is just taking advantage of him because he's a good man.
You are very protective over your cousin because you feel like he's in love with Ms. McNair and he's fallen in love with this baby, but he's not paying attention to the facts.
Yes, and she's taking advantage of that.
She mad because she ain't got nobody love her like he love me. She mad.
Know who my baby daddy
relationship.
is.
She's mad.
The cousin delivers the ultimate legendary mic drop to Ms. McNair. Ain't nothing open at 1 or 2 in the morning, but legs, baby. So stop it.
Ain't nothing open at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, but legs, baby. So
you know, don't you? You know, don't you?
Legs.
You do know, don't you?
The courtroom is on edge for the final verdict. Will this man who loves a child so much be confirmed as her dad, or will his cousin's crusade be spectacularly vindicated?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Travis, you are not the father. Did you tell Mr. Aiken that he was a possible biological father?
He was. He sent me a friend request on Facebook. So when he starts going through my pictures and he saw Brittany, he just was like, he felt like Brittany was really his child. I had a child.
In a paternity court first, 29-year-old Brittany Starks is here with 3 potential fathers after her mom. Ms. Jones admitted she was whorish and has no idea who the dad is.
Well, I wish it was that simple. But the court has actually identified yet another possible father.
Wow.
Yes, we were.
We were not.
But Ms. Jones, the truth is, and at the end of the day, what we're here to get down to the bottom of.
The first DNA results are in for Mr. Jackson, the man Brittany desperately hoped was her dad. But Judge Lake reveals he is not the father again.
In the case of Downing versus Jones, when it comes to 29-year-old Brittany Stark, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Jackson is not the father.
Just when we think it's down to one other man, the judge drops a bomb. A third potential father, Mr. Aiken, joins via video, already in tears, positive he's the one.
He's going to join us today from his hometown. Mr. Aiken.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us today. Mr. Aiken.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe you are Brittany's biological father?
Yes, ma'am. I do believe I'm Brittany's biological father.
Mr. Aiken's proof that he's her dad? Brittany met his family at Christmas, and he says she's a spitting image of his other kids, but he only found out about her 3 years ago.
I got tears right now because of what happened with Joe. I feel sorry for Brittany, but I love you, Brittany. It was a high school thing, back then it was one of those things when you just meet somebody you like them and...
At what point did you find out that you potentially could be Brittany's biological father?
3 years ago. She met my mom. She came to the house for a Christmas dinner and everything, and she met my whole other side of my family.
Potential dad number 2, Mr. Downing, is absolutely furious. He only found out about potential dad number 3 last week. He screams to the court, wow, a third guy?
So, Mr. Downing, when did you first hear about Mr. Aiken?
Last week, in a phone conversation with Miss Jones, we were talking. She told me that, well, there may be a third person that, could possibly be her father. And I'm like, wow, third guy?
And how did Mr. Aiken even get involved in this mess? He sent Brittany's mom a friend request on Facebook, saw Brittany's pictures, and just knew that was my daughter.
Did you tell Mr. Aiken that he was a possible biological father?
He was. Sent me a friend request on Facebook. So when he starts going through my pictures and he saw Brittany, he just was like, he felt like Brittany was really his child. I had a child.
A tearful and frustrated Brittany confronts Mr. Aiken on camera, saying he just walks in and out of her life, and she needs a real father, not just a part-timer.
As far as Mr. Aiken, me and Mr. Aiken, we did establish a relationship. But at times, when Mr. Aiken has things going on in his life, he's in and out, and I don't want in and out. Either you're gonna be there or you're not gonna be there at the end of the day.
After decades of her mother's lies, the second set of DNA results are here for Mr. Aiken, the man who is so sure he's her dad. Is this finally Brittany's answer?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Aiken, you are not the father.
Now for Mr. Downing, the man who had already accepted Brittany as his daughter and was planning family reunions. Will his kindness be rewarded with a biological connection?
I have the results from Mr. Downing.
Prior to coming here, Ms. Stark and I had already spoken. I had accepted the fact that she was my daughter, that we were going to move forward. She had asked me to come to New York to visit me. We had talked about coming to my family reunion.
Even if she would have come to the family, the way you have testified today, there would have still been doubt.
Yes.
With 2 men already shockingly ruled out, the final DNA results for Mr. Downing are here. Is this finally Brittany's biological father, or is this a total paternity wipeout?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Downing, you are not the father.
God.
Why isn't the other man here too?
Because we did a test and it came back that he was not his father. And he knew that because it was posted on social media. So upon the results being posted on social media, he called me.
Ms. Lester's truly wild claim. Her ex, Mr. Lewis, is only denying their baby because she won't have relations with him anymore. Is this payback or a paternity case?
Ms. Lester, you opened this case against Mr. Lewis because you say he denied fathering your 21-month-old son, Raiden.
Yes, Your Honor.
Only because you won't have sex with him.
His defense is absolutely brutal. He repeatedly calls her a hoe on national television, claiming she's known on the streets for sleeping around.
No, I'm not denying her, baby. It's just Jatoya Lester, she just always lying. She's known the street to be a hoe.
All right, let's be respectful.
His pathetic excuse for telling her he loved her and wanted a baby during their intimate moments, he shamelessly declares, "Guys say anything having relations, it's your honor."
A baby with her while y'all y'all were having sex, Mr. Lewis?
Never said that we was gonna have a baby. Not first night that we reconnect and we have sex.
But did you ever say it?
At the heat of the moment, guys say anything having sex, John.
The ultimate bombshell is dropped. She admits she let another man sign the birth certificate and cut the umbilical cord because Mr. Lewis wasn't stepping up to the plate.
She tells me she's pregnant. Then she tells me it's my son, but tells another man it's his son. He actually at the hospital.
Actually, I told him he was.
Hold on, let him finish. He was at the hospital.
At the hospital, he cut the umbilical cord and he signed the birth certificate. So how am I the father?
But wait, she says they already did a DNA test on that other guy. It came back negative, and then she posted the results on social media for the whole world to see.
So why isn't the other man here too?
Because we did a test and it came back that he was not his father. And he knew that because it was posted on social media. So upon the results being posted on social media, he called me.
His other, more serious reason for doubt is shocking. He was shot multiple times years ago, and doctors told him he couldn't even have children.
Literally, I've been shot multiple times to where the doctors have pumped so much medicine in my body, and they told me that I couldn't have kids at all.
Surprise witness! Her new fiancé, Mr. Brown, takes the stand. He says he's just there for support, but is ready to step up to be the father if Mr. Lewis isn't.
You and Ms. Lester have had a 10-year relationship.
Yes, Yana.
And you've been sexually active with her for those 10 years?
Not at all, Yana. When I got in the picture, rating was already, I'd say, 3 to 4 months.
So you don't believe you can't be, what? No, that still doesn't matter, because if you've been 10 years on and off.
Not sexually though, Yana.
The bucket naked texts Mr. Lewis claims just 2 weeks ago, while her fiance was out of town, she was texting him from the tub trying to get him to come over.
How can she be serious when she just hit me 2 weeks ago?
I called him.
Naked.
What?
Bucket naked. While he's out of town, trying to get me to come have sex with her.
Do you have proof?
Did you say
what I need proof?
Despite all of her son's doubts and the unbelievable drama, Mr. Lewis's own mother has fallen in love with baby Raiden and gets him every other weekend.
He's been a real joy to me. I've developed this bond with him. He's developed a bond with my family. He's been around all of my family, and they all just love him to death.
And you come and get him every weekend?
Every other week I come and get him. He got clothes and everything at my house.
And you have fallen in love, completely in love?
Totally in love with him.
The courtroom is on pins and needles. Is Mr. Lewis the dad, or is his guys say anything defense about to be spectacularly proven right?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Lewis, you are not the father.
You know, why he didn't sign a birth certificate, Your Honor?
He didn't sign it because he didn't have his ID. When we kept telling him he was being irresponsible, that was not my fault. He even got his dad's first name and middle name.
Okay.
I would have gave him his last name, but he did not have that ID.
Do you believe he would have signed that birth certificate?
Oh, yeah.
A grieving Ms. Walker is here to fulfill her murdered son's final wish to get a DNA test for baby Delante because her son left his doubt behind with her.
Ms. Walker, you say before your son Delante's tragic death, he had doubts that he had fathered the defendant's 1-year-old Delante Royal. Claim you need today's DNA results so you can embrace this child as your grandson.
Well, Your Honor, my son was tragically murdered. The day of his passing, my son left something behind with me, and that was his doubt out.
But the mother, Ms. Royal, swears she was completely loyal to the deceased and that there is no other person that can say, this may be my child.
You don't think there's any reason to doubt?
No, Your Honor. The reason why I say that, I have been completely loyal to him. There's no other person that can say, this may be my child, this is my child.
Grandma's bombshell evidence. Her son's doubt was sparked by seeing suspicious text messages between Ms. Royal and another man right around the time she conceived.
I remember one day, to fuel his doubts, they got in an argument. He seen text messages between her and a guy around the time when she conceived. And so he doubted. He had doubts.
Ms. Royal's weak defense for the shady texts? The other guy was just an older friend she called her brother, and he innocently called her Shorty.
He had came in late night. I had my suspicions too that he was cheating. I'm pregnant. I don't have nothing else to do but sit in his house. When he came in the house, I started going through his phone, which I didn't find anything. After that, he caught me. Yes, he did. He said, if you think I'm cheating, you can get your stuff and leave. I got my phone. He grabbed my phone to see who I was calling. It was an older dude. I called him my brother. He's just a person I looked up to also. also.
The hospital drama is thick. When asked if he wanted a DNA test in front of her family, Delonte said no, but then secretly told his mom, yes, I need a DNA test.
The day of the birth, we're all in there, we're all happy. It was her family members. He embraced that child. He kissed the baby on the forehead and everything. She asked him, she said, Delonte, do you want a DNA test? You know, he looked around, seen her family members, he told her no. But then later on that day, he looked at me and Mom said, yes, I need a DNA test.
His excuse for not signing the birth certificate was that he didn't have his ID, but Grandma Walker says she told him for months to get one and he just procrastinated.
You know,
why he didn't sign a birth certificate, Your Honor?
He didn't sign it because he didn't have his ID. When we kept telling him he was being irresponsible, that was not my fault. He even got his dad's first name and middle name.
Okay.
I would have gave him his last name, but he did not have that ID.
Do you believe he would have signed that birth certificate?
Oh, yeah.
The ultimate tragedy of this case, Delonte was brutally murdered just 3 weeks after his son was born, never getting the chance to resolve his doubts himself.
So how soon after baby Delonte was born did your son unfortunately pass away?
3 weeks.
Oh.
3 weeks.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But Ms. Royal insists they had a powerful bond. She says Delonte was with his baby 24/7, always sleeping with him and asking about my son.
When she said they had doubts, I never knew. Like, cause, you know, I kept asking for the DNA test. I had no problem with me. He always say, my boy, my boy. When he passed, like before he had passed, they had a bond. They would sleep with each other. He'd be at my house with my baby, with his baby. 24/7, what he doing? When he not with me, what he doing? What my baby doing with my son?
The courtroom is on edge. Will Grandma Walker finally get the closure she needs to embrace her grandson? Or will her son's dying doubt be tragically confirmed?
The percentage of relatedness between Ms. Monique Walker and Delonte Royal is 99.99%. Period.
Me and Miss McKinley been having sex the whole 2016.
You say you're in a year-long affair.
I met Miss McKinley I met her the ending of 2015 going to 2016.
The drama starts with an absolute bombshell. Mr. Brown discovered a relations tape on his wife's phone featuring her and another man.
Mr. Brown, you say there is no way you are Amira's biological father. After finding a sex tape of your wife with another man, you now intend to prove he fathered Amira.
And how did this sordid affair begin? Ms. McKinney admits she met the other man, Mr. Fowler, on a dating website while she was still off and on with her husband.
Ms. McKinney, how do you end up with another man doing a sex tape?
I mean, at the time, me and Mr. Brown was off and on.
How did you meet the other man?
I met him on a dating website. We started talking online, and then I finally met him in person, and he came to my house.
Enter the other man. Mr. Fowler strolls into the courtroom and immediately reveals that when he first met Ms. McKinney, her husband was actually there with her.
What did she tell you about her relationship status when you first met her?
Well, when I first met Miss McKinley, we was talking on the dating site, and the day I met her, Mr. Brown was present, but they wasn't together. But I seen them face to face.
The day you met her in person?
Yes.
He was there?
Yes.
Another bombshell from the lover. Mr. Fowler claims he and Ms. McKinney were intimate for a whole year from the end of 2015 all the way through 2016.
Me and Miss McKinley been having sex the whole 2016.
You say you're in a year-long affair.
I met Miss McKinley I met her the ending of 2015 going to 2016.
Ms. McKinney shamelessly admits she was going back and forth between her husband and her lover. This poor baby could belong to either man.
So at some point you said you were being intimate with both men, Ms. Me, right? You were going back and forth.
February, first time I met him. The only reason why she was born early is because of complications.
A standoff at the hospital. He says he refused to sign the birth certificate because the baby didn't look like him. She says she was the one who refused to let him sign.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
No, I did not. I refused to let him sign it.
I said no because Amira didn't look like me. That's why I said
that too.
Why did you refuse?
Because since we're married and I get public assistance, they're gonna try to hit him with child support.
But wait, there's more. After all this unbelievable drama, Ms. McKinney is now pregnant again, this time supposedly with her husband's child.
And not only that, she's pregnant with my child now, so it's like
You said now you're having another baby?
Yes.
I might be the father, right?
No, that's my child.
The lover, Mr. Fowler, comes with a rock-solid alibi. He says the last time they were intimate was a full year before baby Amira was even even born. Is he telling the truth?
When's the last time you were intimate with Miss McKinney?
2017 of April.
That's a whole year before Amira was born.
Right.
And that's why you're saying I can't be her biological.
The first set of DNA results are in for the lover, Mr. Fowler. Is he the father of Amira, or is the heartbroken husband next on the paternity chopping block?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Fowler, you are not the father.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the baby has a resemblance to you or your family? Are you concerned about that?
I feel like we have certain features, but you can't just base it all off look.
They have the same chin.
First piece is
a chin. You see that chin? Look at their feet.
So you say their feet are alike?
Yeah.
They're back. After 2 chaotic court appearances, Mr. Wallace is here again, 2 of his baby mamas, Ms. Austin and Ms. Roberts, for another round of drama.
Ms. Austin, this is your 3rd time here in our courtroom with Mr. Wallace and Ms. Roberts. Previously, you were here because Mr. Wallace questioned the paternity of your other child, but now you find yourself in the same situation.
The baby making hasn't stopped. Ms. Austin is here for the paternity of her 2nd son with Wallace, and then reveals she's pregnant again with baby number 3.
Since the last time we was here, everything started out okay, but we all knew that wasn't gonna last long. Roniel Wallace was still bouncing back from me and Kendrelyn. I had enrolled in school, but I never did go because I had got pregnant once again with Roniel, and she got pregnant with her baby, with her son. And as you can see now, once again, I'm pregnant again with my 3rd baby.
So why does he still doubt her after all this time? He installed spyware on her phone and claims he caught her texting a bunch of different men.
Because she's very promiscuous. When we was together, I had installed, it was like spyware on her phone. They would duplicate her text messages and call log and send a copy to my email. And again, for about the 5th, 6th time, I called her texting different men.
Well, where your proof at? I never saw it.
All hell breaks loose in the courtroom. He calls her a slut. She calls him a cheater. And the 2 rival baby mamas get into a screaming match that ends with one being kicked out.
Cause that's what you do.
You and the Lord know you a slut.
No, you're
Hold on.
You're a slut.
We are going to speak to women respectfully in the courtroom. You press yourself.
If I'm dead, so why you keep on sleeping with me? Why? Why? I'm pregnant again. Why?
Easy accent.
Say that about her. Yeah.
The husband's ridiculous double standard is on full display. He freely admits that he can sleep around all he wants, but if she does, he absolutely will not tolerate it.
You would be promiscuous, and I'm not gonna tolerate that.
So basically, Mr. Wallace, you can sleep around, but your women can't.
Her proof that he's the dad this time? She brings in pictures comparing their baby's chin and even his feet to Mr. Wallace's.
Do you feel like the baby has a resemblance to you or your family? Are you concerned about that?
I feel like we have certain features, but you can't just base it all off look.
They have the same chin. You see that chin? Look at their feet.
So you say their feet are alike?
Yeah.
He compares her other lovers to a police lineup. He says just because someone in a lineup looks like the bad guy doesn't mean they did it.
It's just like you go to a police lineup, they put you in there with 6 other men who look just like you.
And you got picked out of it, so
you
he
can't
was
just
just
go
like
off
you.
looks.
He completely loses his cool with the judge, accusing her of taking her side and threatening to walk out of the courtroom again, just like he did last time.
I'm just agitated.
You feel agitated?
Yes. Bull crap performance she put on. Well, I need to walk out.
Let's sit here and finish it.
Roniel, don't walk out again. You can stand up here. Do not repeat the same mistake as last time. Stand up here.
You sitting up here, you taking her
Come on.
The courtroom waits for the verdict. Is this man who keeps having babies with 2 different women about to be confirmed as a dad yet again?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Wallace, you are Ronel's father.
The other man that's in question was, if you recall earlier when I said I pulled up in the cab, that's one of the men that was on the step.
No, he wasn't.
When I left that Sunday, he was in the area. He was basically going in the house while I was coming out, leaving to go back to Philadelphia.
I didn't even meet him then.
This whole mess kicks off with a marriage dispute. Ms. Brown claims they were married, but when he asks for proof, she says, "I ripped it up."
We were married. He lies, and he will lie and say that we wasn't, but we were. He lies about everything, Your Honor.
Who married us?
What paperwork? I ripped it up. I ripped it up.
What kind of marriage was it? She claims they got married over the phone before they even met in person, part of their religious belief.
We don't court. We meet, we get married. That's how it goes.
You can have intimacy with somebody,
Yes, ma'am.
you have to be married.
Yes, ma'am.
And was this before you actually met him in person?
Yes.
So you marry over the phone, which means you commit yourself to one another. This is not a legal marriage like we think about through the state.
His side of their first meeting is insane. He says he showed up to her apartment and she came out in a little shirt and some tights on, hiking them up and jiggling to seduce him.
We inboxed back and forth. She was living in a shelter at the time. She was about to move into her apartment. She said, come down so we can meet. When I walked in, she said, 2 minutes later, she comes out of the back. She no longer looks like a Muslim. She has on a little shirt and some tights on, and she's walking up the aisle, hiking them up like this, so I can see her private parts, okay?
In front of my kids.
He says after seeing her act like that, he gave up on marriage and just got a bottle of Henny because it was on and popping now. Their relationship lasted 48 hours.
But when I seen that, the only thing I could think about doing was going to get a bottle of Henny because it was on and popping now. There wasn't nothing else going on. I was not going to marry her.
You shut up. Can I talk, Your Honor?
You go from meeting the Muslim woman of your dreams to a bottle of Henny and it's on and popping?
She was trying to get popped off. That's it. She gave me temptation.
But what we
With the
all
hiking up with the thing. When I seen that,
The conception window is a complete disaster. She admits she was with another man just 3 days before she found out she was pregnant.
6 weeks after.
6 weeks after. And how soon after that did you find out you were pregnant?
When I found out I was pregnant, I was 6 weeks and 3 days. I had sex with another man 3 days before I found out I was pregnant.
His proof it's not his? When he showed up for their 48-hour fling, he saw the other guy hanging out on her front steps.
Your Honor, the other man that's in question was, if you recall earlier when I said I pulled up in the cab, that's one of the men that was on the step.
No, he wasn't.
When I left that Sunday, he was in the area. He was basically going in the house while I was coming out, leaving to go back to Philadelphia.
I didn't even meet him then.
The other man is all over her Facebook in a family collage with the baby. Is he the real father or just the good guy stepfather who stepped up?
Lies.
When I call back, she says her boyfriend is here. The boyfriend is the man that she's talking about, which is the same man that's on her Facebook profile picture with
Your
the
Honor.
baby. Family collage
Your Honor.
of this same man. That's the reason I knew who this man was, is because I seen his face on Facebook
You
in
never
that family
saw him.
collage.
She makes the shocking accusation that he wished death on her child after he found out she was pregnant, a claim he denies.
Like she's the scum underneath her shoe. He wished
You know why I've never
he
seen
wished
Your Honor?
death on my
You know why
child,
I've
called
never
her
seen
ugly.
What?
The damning text messages are revealed. He sent her messages calling her his beautiful wife and literally thanking her for carrying my child.
You submitted text messages that say the following. Mr. Shinoster says, good-looking husband, beautiful wife, was good-looking baby. I'm just saying I love you and thanks you. Ms. Brown, you respond, I love you too. Why are you thanking me? Laugh out loud. Mr. Shinoster says, for carrying my child.
His pathetic excuse for those lovey-dovey texts? He ridiculously claims that's how I talk. Judge Lake calls him out for being a liar, and he throws a tantrum.
I did entertain the thought of the baby being mine.
Entertain the thought.
I did entertain
Let me
it.
tell you something. That's not a thought. That's
It is
a
thought.
message.
That is a thought, Your Honor. I'm gonna tell you, it is a thought because I've seen.
No. We gonna stay on this point. Beautiful wife equals good looking babies. That's some math we know about in this courtroom.
Judge Lake has the envelope that will settle it all. Is this 48-hour fling the father, or is it the other man who was on her steps and is now on her Facebook?
It has been determined by this court. To Shinoster, you are the father.
DNA right here has been in our life. She's never was a girlfriend. You are a vampire. You are just a fly by night. We didn't know anything about you. He's been in a relationship for 10 years.
In 10 years,
He's been
by
in a relationship
another
for 2
woman,
years.
and
For 10
those
years.
are my grandchildren.
For 10 years. So all she basically was for him was a snack cake on the side of his meal. There was nothing more.
Thank you.
This grandma is starting major drama, suing the baby's mom for $1,000 because she says baby Elijah is too white to be her grandkid.
Ms. McBird, you petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove your son, Kakitho Hughes, is not father of Miss Jackson's 2-year-old son, Elijah Jackson. Furthermore, you're suing Miss Jackson for $1,000 for defamation of character because you claim she posted comments on social media claiming you and your family are deadbeat.
Grandma McBirth has a nickname for Ms. Jackson, calling her the 3 T's: trash, trouble, and trifling. How mean is that?
This woman is trouble. She is trouble with a capital T. She, as a matter of fact, I call her the 3 T's. Trash, trouble, and trifling. That's what she is.
Her proof the baby isn't family? She says he's white as snow and has no chocolate in him. What is she even talking about?
A photo of your son and the child in question?
Right. That baby white as snow. There's no way that could be my grandchild or my son's baby. He has no features like none of us. Because he's all the white. He ain't got no black in him. Everything I see got powder puff on it. I don't see no chocolate nowhere, okay?
No, ma'am.
Then the aunt jumps in, calling Ms. Jackson a vampire and a snack cake on the side. This family is totally out of control.
DNA right here has been in our life. She's never was a girlfriend. You are a vampire. You are just a fly-by-night. We didn't know anything about you. He's been in a relationship for 10 years.
In 10 years?
He's been
by another woman.
Years,
and those are my grandchildren.
For 10 years. All she basically was for him was a snack cake on the side of his meal. There was nothing more.
The aunt claims Ms. Jackson just had a wild party that got shut down by the police, even singing "There's a hoe in this house" in court.
She's a liar because you just had a wild party that got shut down by the police station last week.
Hello.
Oh, ma'am.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Hoes in this
That
house.
is not true.
It is true because why is your neighbors complaining about the sex that goes on in your household?
There was no sex going on.
Grandma even admits her own son is just as trifling as Ms. Jackson, but says, "He's my son, so it's okay." Does that make any sense?
Do you have anything to say about your son's behavior?
My son has, I know exactly what type of person he is. He just as trifling as she is. He's a handsome guy. He's my son, and I know what he do.
When a picture of her son kissing the baby is shown, the grandma says it makes her want to throw up. Is she for real?
So hold on one second. Just take a look at the monitor. When you look at this picture,
it makes me want to throw up.
It seems like your son is kissing the baby. It makes you want to throw up.
It makes me want to throw up.
Why? For your son to be kissing an innocent child?
Because it's not his.
It doesn't matter, really, if he's showing the child love.
Plot twist. The dad, Mr. Hughes, calmly says he's biracial because his own father is white. Did that just shut down Grandma's whole argument?
What is your side of this? Please stand, sir. Step up to the podium. Do you believe you are Elijah's father?
I just gave him the benefit of the doubt because I'm biracial. My father's white, so
Now she's talking about the baby's nose. She says none of her other grandkids have a bridge on their nose, but this baby dares to have one.
You don't look like nobody I know.
All my grandbabies don't have a bridge on their nose. That little boy got a bridge. My grandchildren all look alike. Every last one.
All his kids look
alike. We're looking at the bridge of the nose.
Right.
The aunt says baby Elijah calls other guys daddy. The mom says it's only because he gets confused by tall guys with hats on.
I was coming home from work and I heard her tell another guy who was out in the parking lot. She told him, she said, "Cash, come on with daddy. Come with daddy."
I've heard him call other dudes daddy, though.
True.
She makes it hard on herself, basically, because she feels a lot of doubts in the situation.
So hold on. Were you having your son Elijah call someone else daddy?
No, ma'am.
The DNA results for the 2 white baby are here. Will Grandma's crazy theories about his looks be proven totally wrong by science?
And whether Mr. Hughes is the father, Mr. Hughes, you are Elijah's.
Probably when I was in high school, I got a message on MySpace from Lakeisha. Just a long little thing saying, "I think you're my stir," and I'm just like, who is this girl? I just thought she was crazy because...
This family affair is totally explosive. Mr. Griffin had a 2-year secret relationship with his wife's own stepsister, and he's sure their daughter Tykia is his.
Mr. Griffin, you were a married man who had a 2-year affair with your wife's stepsister, the defendant. You say that relationship produced a daughter, but Ms. Richmond claims you are not her daughter's biological father.
But the mother, Sheila, is now strangely claiming he's not the father, even though she admits she was with him constantly without protection.
Ms. Richmond, you admit to the affair with Mr. Griffin, but say you are positive the plaintiff is not your daughter's biological father, and you plan to prove that in court today. So for 2 years, you were sleeping with your wife's sister?
Yes.
Regularly?
Yes. Often.
Without protection?
Without protection.
His only memory of meeting his so-called daughter, he held baby Tykia up to the light and declared, "Yeah, she could be mine." Then, total silence for 30 years.
As I remember, he said yes right off. He came over to my house and he picked her up and he went up on the stairs and he, put her up to the light and he said, yeah, she could be mine.
But wait, Mom Sheila admits she was sleeping with 2 other guys at the exact same time. This poor baby could belong to any one of 3 different men.
I did tell him that I was pregnant, but also I did tell him he was the father, but at the time he also knew I was, with other people also, and he was a married man, so, and I'm sure he was with other people too, so I was with 2 other guys.
So you were admitting that during the window of conception, you were also sleeping with other men?
Yes, Your Honor.
So how did Tykia find out about her potential family? Mr. Griffin's other daughter found her name on child support papers and messaged her on MySpace saying, "I think you're my sister."
Probably when I was like in high school, I got a message on MySpace from Lakeisha. Just a long little thing saying, "I think you're my sister," and I'm just like, who is this girl? I just thought she was crazy because...
The mystery of the first DNA test is baffling. She says it proved he wasn't the dad. He says it proved he was, but the county has no record of him ever even taking it.
I'm getting ready to explain that to you, Your Honor. When I moved to Wisconsin with her when she was almost 2, and we took a paternity test at that time. I went on and did the child support, and she told me that, well, that proves that he's not the father. So do you have another name to give me?
So you were told he was not the father?
Yes,
all right.
The ultimate tragedy is revealed. Tykia's husband died in a drowning accident on the same day as a Griffin family wedding they decided not to attend.
One of the other sisters, Griffin sisters, her wedding, May 21st, 2011, and she invited me and my husband. I don't know, and then I talked to the other people, like my sister and my mom, they like, I don't think they're your family, so why would you go all the way to Michigan to a wedding? So we did not go, and that was the day he died.
The courtroom waits for the verdict. Is Mr. Griffin the dad, or is the mother about to reveal another name from her secret list of lovers?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Griffin, you are not her father. 32 years of thinking you were this woman's father.
Because I still believe that he is not hers. She was conceived in March 2011. He wasn't even in the same state. He was in Vegas. And at that time in March, I wasn't even with him.
Ms. Miller is trying to prove this super involved dad isn't the father and wants him totally out of the picture.
Ms. Miller, you're here to prove to your ex-boyfriend Scotty Rasmussen that he is not the father of your 3-year-old daughter, Zaylee Rasmussen. You claim you've been in an ongoing court battle over custody and have petitioned the court several times for a DNA test, all of which have been denied.
Why is she doing this? He says she hates me, admitting he totally cheated on her right when they were about to break up.
Why is Ms. Miller saying you're not Zaylee's father?
Your Honor, I believe it's just out of pure hatred.
You say she hates?
She hates.
Why does she hate you?
She hates me because at the end of the relationship, when things got rocky, I'll admit it, I did go to another woman.
But she says it's not about the cheating. She thinks he only wants to see his daughter so he can get a better deal on his taxes.
He says this is about visitation too. He loves his daughter, but you don't want him to have the visitation. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why is that?
Because I believe that the only reason why he wants the visitation is to claim her on his taxes.
Her big proof he's not the dad? He was in Las Vegas when the baby was made, and she was busy with another guy.
Why is it you don't want him involved in this child's life?
Because I still believe that he is not hers. When she was conceived in March of 2011. He wasn't even in the same state. He was in Vegas. And at that time in March, I wasn't even with him.
But he says he had no idea about the other guy until 5 months after the baby was born, when she dropped the big news in court.
I believed I was, and still believe, I was the only biological father until about 5 or 6 months or so, give or take, after she was born. We were talking to the family court commissioner about custody and the things that go along with that, like where she'd be going to school, her doctor, and all that. Miss Miller brings it up. I could possibly not be the father because of another man that was involved.
His birth story is insane. He drove 45 miles through a foot of snow, beat her to the hospital, and told his boss, fire me to be there.
I was at my job as a cashier, said she was going into labor. My immediate supervisor said, hey, I gotta go, my girlfriend's in labor. And I drove about 45 miles through a winded, wooded road in Wisconsin in December, mind you, so it was about a foot of snow on the ground. I beat her to the hospital. Called my boss at work and said, hey, I gotta take some days off. I don't care, fire me or whatever, but I gotta stay here. My daughter's being born.
She says his awesome story is a total lie and that he just played on his computer in the corner, not even looking excited.
That's a lie. After she was born...
That was an amazing story. You say that was a lie?
Yes, it is. While I was in labor, he was sitting on one of those hospital cot beds on his computer in the corner, not paying attention to me, in his own little bubble.
Ms. Miller, that he was excited about this beautiful little girl being born?
I really didn't see much excitement.
You did?
No.
So why'd she let him sign the birth paper? They were engaged, but then his own friend told on him for cheating with a bunch of other girls.
You let him sign the birth certificate?
I gave my daughter my last name.
Because we were engaged, and I thought we were going to get married. I thought we were going to have a happy life, our daughter together, until about 3 months after she was born, one of his friends told me everything that he was doing throughout our entire relationship, cheating on me.
And the other possible dad? Ms. Miller says he's a total ghost who changed his number, moved away, and just vanished.
Where's this other possible father?
I'm not even quite sure. After we broke up, he changed his number, he moved, he pretty much disappeared. I have tried to find him, I have tried to get a hold of him, and I can't find him.
It's totally quiet as the judge reads the results for Zaley. Is this guy's amazing dad story about to have a super sad ending?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Rasmussen, you are not father. So, Ms. Smith, who do you believe the father is?
I think it's her husband, Mr. McCrory.
No, it's not. You believe that the child's real biological father is her current husband, Mr. McCrory, and you believe this is a plot. This is a conspiracy between the two of them to try to get the survivor's benefits.
This wild case begins with Ms. McCrory trying to prove her daughter's dad is the deceased Mr. Bailey so she can collect his Social Security death benefits.
Ms. McCrory, you and your husband claim the defendant's ex-husband, Mr. Gino Bailey, who recently passed away, fathered your 3-year-old daughter, Nevaeh. You say you will return to court for your share of Social Security death benefits after...
But the dead man's ex-wife, Ms. Smith, says that's medically impossible. She claims he had a rare chromosome problem that made it super hard for him to have kids.
In your court papers, you also say that it is medically impossible for Ms. McCrory's child to be your sibling.
He had a medical condition that was to do with the XY chromosome. If he had gotten someone pregnant, it could end up as a miscarriage.
Ms. McCrory's proof he's the one? She remembers their night together in great detail, right down to the brown sheets with flowers, where they did it 3 times.
And there was no one else in the picture. Do you remember the night you believe conceived?
Yes. I mean, it was brown sheets with flowers and everything, and we did it like all night long, 3 times.
But then she turns around and calls the deceased a male whore and a male gigolo, even claiming another woman out there also has his secret love child.
That's when you found out you were pregnant and informed.
Yeah, after we kind of like drifted apart because I wasn't gonna be with a male whore. I'm sorry to say it that way, but that's what he was.
And one of his relatives even said growing up they called him male gigolo, and there's even another child saying that he's her father out there.
The ex-wife's bombshell theory is a shocker. She thinks the real father is Ms. McCrory's current husband, and this is all a sick plot to get the dead man's money.
So, Ms. Smith, who do you believe the father is?
I think it's her husband, Mr. McCrory.
No, it's not. You believe that the child's real biological father is her current husband, Mr. McCrory, and you believe this is a plot. This is a conspiracy between the two of them to try to get the survivor's benefit.
It turns out the husband's name is on the birth certificate. He says he only signed it and stepped up to be the dad because the deceased didn't want to.
Ms. McCrory, who's on the birth certificate?
My husband.
I took responsibility because he didn't want to.
You're not his one and only. He said that. I don't want to be involved because my daughter's gonna be 18. I don't have to pay child support.
He had to pay child support till she was, it was 21.
Well, that's what he told me.
Child's name, Nevaeh McCrory, and father's name is listed as Keith McCrory. Now, Mr. McCrory, you said you stepped up.
Yeah.
Obviously.
The husband even claims the dead man admitted Nevaeh had his eyes and his face. So why is the ex-wife fighting so hard against it?
Ms. McCrory, or you all were dating?
We were dating. He knew that he was the father because there was several times I met him in a drugstore and ran into him, and he's sitting there saying, "Oh, she's got my eyes," and smirking at me. "Oh, she's got my fangs. She looks just like me." And
the Facebook war is exposed. The McCrorys admit to posting nasty, passive-aggressive messages on a memorial page for the deceased man, just to harass his family.
They decided to go onto the memorial page, message the administrators, is me, myself, and my son-in-law. This is just some of the stuff that they text or wrote to me.
You did for your dad. dad once he passed away. And then you got messages that said from the McCrorys, listen, not daddy's only little girl, newsflash.
Mr. McCrory confesses he posted the shady messages to get back at them for how they treated his wife. This family is a total mess.
We've been harassed for years. She would make fake profiles of my wife and my stepdaughter.
So in other words, doing this to get back at her.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna get angry.
Right, so don't testify in the beginning that you were doing it because you were so happy for her to meet her little sister. That's a lie.
First up to bat is the husband. After all the lies and Facebook fights, the DNA test for Mr. McCrory is here. Is he the father he's been raising?
It has been determined by this court, Mr. McCrory, you are not the father.
Thank you.
Told you.
Now for the deceased, Mr. Bailey. Is he the father from beyond the grave? Or does Ms. McCrory have another secret lover she's not telling us about?
It has been determined by this court that Nevaeh McCrory and Sierra Marie Mento are not related.
Yes.
Told you.
Yes, told you.